Hey, what's going on, guys? I am coming to you from uh, Long Island tonight. It's nasty here. It's been raining most of the day, flooded highways. It's quite ridiculous. But I wanted to make sure to get in here and share some, bits of wisdom with you, if you will. So as always, guys, I'm your host, Daniel Carmack. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever it is you may be in the world. As you jump on, make sure you drop your name and where you're coming in from down in the comments. And if you're watching this on the replay, make sure that you drop a hashtag replay so I can come back in later on and give you a shout out. Okay. So tonight, guys, we're going to talk about your USP. All right. Not your USB, but your USP. All right. Your unique selling proposition. And I want to dive into each, part of it. And then at the end, I just want to, maybe pour my heart out to you for a little bit, because I want you to understand what my USP is and what I think separates me in the space. Okay. So guys, let's get into it. All right. What is it that makes your business unique? If you've asked yourself that question, if you've ever asked yourself that question, and you're not quite sure, the problem with that, guys, is that a lot of times you're probably not separating yourself from the competition. Okay. So what should you do? Well, just like I said, you need to identify what your USP is. What is your unique selling proposition? And basically, guys, what that means is what separates you from everybody else doing the same thing that you're doing. What makes a person, in the preview to this, right? I asked, what's the number one question that your customers, your prospects are asking themselves that you need to have the answer for, right? If you want to be successful and you want to take your business, to the next level, the number one question that they're asking, and you need to be prepared with the answer, is why should I do business with you? Why should I buy your product? Why should I, why should I subscribe to your service? What is it that you're going to give me that I can't get from somebody else, or that I can't get from another place? And we all know that there's tons and tons of options out there for everybody, regardless of what it is that you want to do. If you want to, if you're into health and wellness and you're trying to lose weight, or you're trying to gain weight, you're trying to get, more healthy. If you are looking for beauty products, if you are, if you're trying to start a business online, what makes you different than everybody else in the space? And those are some of the things that, I want to go into some ideas and some examples to help you identify what your USP is this evening. Okay. So here's the question that you need to ask yourself. What do you offer which sets you apart from everybody else in the space? Okay. And when you think about it, you may think that it's, your company. You may think that it's your comp plan. Oh, we have this awesome comp plan. You may think it's your product. You may think it's the service that you provide. But guys, what you have to understand is everybody in your company is selling the same thing. Okay. You have to understand what makes your business unique is you. It's not your product. It's not your services. Hey, Will, thanks for joining on. Make sure you drop in here, where you're coming in from. So your, what makes your business unique? It's not your products, and it's not the service that your company provides, because everybody in your company has the same stuff. So you have to figure out what it is that makes you unique. What is it that, again, separates you? Okay. And although you have these different things, that's great, but the question still remains: what makes you unique? And there's some fundamental definitions, okay? And I have them over here in my notes because I want to make sure that I articulate them correctly. Okay, so if you do a Google search for unique selling propositions, you're going to get a couple of different deals. And in the top two, one is going to come from entrepreneur.com, and the other is going to come from kissmatrix.com. Okay, and the funny thing is the definition for these two things, they're kind of competing. They don't really agree with each other. All right, so and even better than that is Kissmatrix kind of calls entrepreneur.com, the entrepreneur's definition out, and they tell it's inadequate. Now, that may be kind of like, I don't know if I want to do that, but if you think about it from a business standpoint, guys, like that's great marketing. Okay. That's, the marketing piece of that is that if you're number 2 on Google and you're calling out number 1 on Google and you're telling them that they're inadequate, that's going to get you noticed. People are going to be like, oh, well, let me see what these guys are talking about. Right. So, I kind of applaud them for taking that risk. All right. Will, I appreciate you coming in from Jersey, brother. I hope that, the weather is a little better there than it is out here on Long Island. So just hunker down and be safe. Okay. So let's get into these definitions, guys. All right. So the entrepreneur's definition is for USP is the factor or consideration presented by a seller as a reason that one product or service is different from or better than the competition. Okay, so if you've ever tried to compare, Coke and Pepsi, if you've ever tried to, Sprite and 7-Up, if you've ever tried to compare Nike and Reebok, everybody has their own kind of opinion and perception about what makes one brand better than the other. All right, and that's essentially what the USP is. We use it more than we think, but I don't think we quite put a title on it. The reason why I bring this up, guys, is because you as an entrepreneur is, you as a business owner, if you're network marketing, if you're affiliate marketing, direct sales, it doesn't matter. If you are in this space, it's your job, it's your responsibility. You are the one that has to identify to the consumer what makes you better and separates you from the the other Pepsis and the other Reeboks and everything else that's out there. Okay, so you're the one that has to separate yourself from it. Okay, so going back to the definitions, basically what entrepreneur.com is saying is that it is just hey Aubrey, there it is, my little girl's jumping on. See, I'm trying to feed her some wisdom too, that way she can figure this thing out way before I ever did. Right, so what the what the entrepreneur.com is basically saying is what makes you different than your competition. And traditionally, like, that's true. That's what a USP is. However, I kind of prefer the Kissmatrix definition a little more because it's a little more relevant to the space we're in and what it is that we're doing. And let me get into it because I it's going to take me down a path. But the kissmatrix.com definition is, like I said, it's a little more relevant, it's a little more clear, and more importantly, especially in recent history, it's a little more contemporary definition of a unique selling proposition. And so the Kissmatrix definition is it's a I'm sorry. So I messed my notes up, guys. Give me just a second. So their definition is a unique selling proposition, or a USP, is what your business stands for. All right. It's what sets your business apart from others, and it's what your business stands about. Okay. So basically what they're saying is that if you stand for everything, then you really stand for nothing. Okay. And let me give you a couple examples. You can't have the highest quality and the cheapest prices. All right. If you're trying to go for cheaper prices, well, then you're not going to have as good a quality of product. Okay. You can't have the best food and the most inexpensive menu. Like those two things, they just don't work together. So you have to figure out what it is that you stand for, right? So really the real question is, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, guys, right? What is it that you stand for? Okay. And I want to go into, so to help like kind of keep the wheel spinning and get you to think about these things, I want to go into a couple of examples, right? So think about Starbucks, right? Starbucks wants to provide premium coffee, right? But it's not the cheapest coffee. I think if you've ever been to Starbucks and you've ordered, an $18 frappa latte or whatever that is, right? They're not the most inexpensive, but they want Starbucks as a company. They want you to have like this entire like experience when you go in. Like the stores are super nice. It's very, kind of like trendy and high end when you go in. They write your name on the little deal, right, to make you feel special. Like, oh, they made it just for Daniel. Like, awesome, right? So, like that's their deal. They get away with charging more for a cup of coffee than say Dunkin' Donuts because of the experience and the ambiance that they create around that space. And people enjoy that. People, I only go to Starbucks, and that's cool, right? But that's their USP. That's what separates them from Dunkin' Donuts and Krispy Kreme and, picking up a cup of coffee from McDonald's or whatever the case is. That's their unique selling proposition, all right? So example number 2, let's talk about Zappos, right? So Zappos was like, their whole concept is customer care. Like they want the customer, the consumer, right, to know that they are taken care of 100%. All right. So, Zappos started by selling shoes, and everybody sells shoes, right? We can go down here to the corner of Wantagh and Hempstead Turnpike and somebody's selling shoes, right? So that's not so unique. But what their USP is and what they stand on as a business is their customer care, right? You can order shoes, you can pick them up, from a physical location, and you can call them and they'll tell them that, they don't fit. They'll send you new ones. And if you ask them, 99% of the time, they'll let you keep the old ones as well. Okay. So now I don't know 100%, but I've heard and I've read, articles here and there, and I've heard stories that, people actually like call the customer service to order a pizza, goofing off, and the pizza gets delivered. Like that is their core value. And the most important thing to them is the customer care. If you call them, they're going to take care of you. Okay. So that's what separates them from their competition, right? So, let's move on here. Okay. So what about your unique selling proposition? What is your USP? Okay. That's something that you have to decide on and you have to commit to on your own. Nobody can give that to you. Nobody can, you can get a lot of great ideas, right? But at the end of the day, it's your business. You are the one that has to figure out what it is, what principle, what pillars. A lot of times, companies will use, core pillars that they're built on. And that's wonderful. Whatever analogy you want to use, that's cool. But what you need to understand is it has to be true and it has to be genuine. Okay. Like people are going to see through the BS. So you have to make sure that whatever principle or whatever, stand, whatever USP that you're going to have is authentic. Okay. Another example is like at Elite Marketing Pro or attractionmarketing.com, right? They stand for that. Like the business is built on, they're willing to teach the things that the old school or your upline won't, right? They stand for teaching network marketers, affiliate marketers, direct sellers, whatever the case is, the most cutting edge, relevant today type ways to grow your business online. And not only do they, provide you literature and videos and stuff to watch, they create this from people that are using these very same strategies. So it's not a do as I tell you. It's a do as I show you type mentality, right? And one of the awesome USPs, I'm sorry, one of the awesome top earners that I've had the privilege of kind of getting to learn and get to know over, the last little bit of time. One thing that she does is she goes above and beyond, and her USP is to reach out to people that are interested and have a phone conversation. Now, in the space of social media and the internet, and everybody wants everything automated, like it would blow your mind to understand how some people just want to have a conversation. They want to talk, like, okay, so what is this attraction marketing formula about? What is this mentorship program about? Like, what is it, and you can articulate it. So one way that she handles it is, as soon as somebody drops, they want more information, or they reach out to her in a private message, she jumps either on a phone call with them to explain it and kind of go through it with them. And or she'll jump on like a video chat, and then that way she can share her screen, and then she can kind of go through it. Like, that's been her niche as far as like coming on and having a conversation and being able to explain what it is. That's one huge piece that separates her from everybody else in the space, right? And that method there is something that will never grow old. Taking the time out of your schedule to ensure that somebody that's interested in what you're doing has the opportunity to get like a full understanding, guys, that's priceless. That's never going to go away. Okay. And in doing this, that's one of the tactics that I picked up. One of the tips that I picked up from them is because, I like to engage people. I like to explain it. I don't, I want you to tell me. I want to be able to visualize it. I want to be able to walk through some stuff. And, I picked it up because I believe it makes the experience better. It's just, simple. Period. Like, done. Like, that's it. It just makes the overall experience better when you are looking into something new, or you're trying to get guidance or help along your journey. Okay. And this industry, and what makes that different, it does make it a better experience, but what that does is it gives you the opportunity to listen. Right? I talk about it all the time, but it gives you time to listen. And in a space that's so noisy as social media is, as entrepreneurship has become, as the next fad, the next fashion, flash in the pan has become, it gives you time to listen and then meet your prospect or your consumer where they are. Okay. Help them through their journey based off of where it is they are in their journey. Okay. Because this is not a one size fits all type industry, right? People have different backgrounds. They have different, experiences with tech, with social, with, different aspects of, what goes into the online space. So having the video chat or the phone call as your USP, that gives you time to listen and kind of understand what it is that they need, so you can point them or guide them in the direction that they need to go in. Okay, it does no good to shove an opportunity down their throat if they just joined an opportunity but they feel stuck. So having that the ability to kind of assess that and then guide them is invaluable. Okay. And then, as we say in the EMP or the attraction marketing community, is you always lead, it gives you the opportunity to leave with value, right? And I talk about it in every one of my videos, guys. It's not about you. It's about them. It's about your prospect. It's about your consumer. It's about what they need, right? It's not about what you need. If you're going to be in this space and you want to be successful, like, you have to figure that out. Like, you have to understand that it's about them, and you have to meet them where they are. Okay. And if you do that, like people will just appreciate the fact that you took the time for that. They will respect you a little more because you just turned everything off and you gave them the opportunity to speak and explain their frustrations and their struggles and what it is that they were looking for. Okay. So that's just, a tidbit of advice there. Jump on a call, do a video chat and just listen, guys. Listen to what it is that they're talking about. Okay. Now I'm sure, and this is one of the parts that I've really got excited about, because I've kind of been like stirring around with this, and there was an email that I received a few weeks ago. It kind of like just put this whole thing in my head, and I felt some kind of way about it in the beginning. Like I was like, really? So somebody just made some snide comments about an email that I'd sent, and it kind of made me take a step back. And so I'm sure by now you're wondering, like, what is my USP, right? What makes me unique? What makes me different or sets me apart from the rest of the people in the space, guys? And to be honest with you, it's very, very, very simple. And point blank is, I just want you to be you, okay? Because I'm going to be me. I want you to do what it is that you feel like you need to do in your business. I'm going to provide tools. I'm going to provide tips and strategies and tactics and trainings and videos, and I'm going to walk you through some stuff. I'm no more than an email or instant message away, if you want to reach out to me. So like, I'm going to do that. I'm like, that's just what I do. That's why I came to this space, and in the capacity that I did, is because like, I'm like, that's what I'm going to do. Right. But I want to give you options. Right. And as long as you want to invest in yourself, as long as you want to, as long as you want to invest in yourself, and you're looking to get better, like, I got you. If you want to, if you just want to consume the free stuff that I'm posting on social media, absolutely cool. If you're able and willing and you want to spend some money, like, it's like, I got you. Okay. But I want to make one thing, crystal clear. And it's very rare in this space. And I think, it's one thing that does make me a little more unique than a lot of people, is I'm not here to sell you anything. I don't care, I'm not here to try to convince you or manipulate you into buying anything. I mean, the two companies that I work for, it doesn't cost the customer anything. So I'm not in a business of trying to push something onto you. What I want to do is, I talk to people every day, and I point them in a direction of signing up for a free boot camp, right? I point them in a direction to a blog that will help them with, the struggle. Because like I said, guys, like, I listen to what it is that they're going through. And so I point them to a blog that will help them, identify, 7 key factors for telling a powerful story. I made a video on that, to trainings and tips that will help them with where they are. Because like I said, this is not a one size fits all industry. Okay. And, like I said, and if they decide that they want to pick up a $27 ebook, cool. If they decide that they want to do a more intensive one-on-one type mentorship program, cool. If they want to, if they just, but at the same time, if they just want to consume the free content, read the blogs, watch the videos, and do all of that stuff, that's cool too, guys. Like, again, like, I'm not here to sell anything. I'm here to help you move forward in any capacity that I can. If you want to have a conversation, just one-on-one, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you move forward and grow your business. All right. And that's what, that's the stand that I take. All right. That's my USP. All right. So, and one of the reasons before I go, the reason why, like, my brain works like that, guys, is because I believe if you do good and you put good karma into the world, like that stuff will come back to you. So, you know, if I'm spending time helping a young entrepreneur build their business or identify shortfalls in their marketing or whatever the case is, if I'm helping them identify those things, then putting that good karma, and I'm not charging them anything. I'm not asking them to buy something at the end. Like, let's talk about your issue. Let's work through it. And then at the end of the day, let's find a solution, right? And I believe by doing that, you know, then everything will come back full circle. All right. So to sum it up, guys, figure out what you stand for. Figure out what separates you from the masses, what separates you from everybody else in the space, and build on that block. Okay. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you found it valuable. If you did, drop a hashtag value down in the comments, and you know, just let me know. If you have questions, reach out to me. If you you know, if there's certain things that you wanna talk about, you can put them in the comments here, or you can IM me or DM me. You can drop them, you know, on the Facebook page, whatever, you know, whatever you would like to do. Just let me know how I can help you guys. Okay. So, like I said last week, we're back to normal. You know, routines are coming back in. So I'll be back here with you guys on Saturday at 2 o'clock. So make sure you join me, and I will see you then, guys. As always, take care, be safe, live life, and remember, we create our own freedom. Bye for now.